line with us is the president of the International Federation of Professional and Technical Engineers, IFPTE.org is the website, Matt Biggs. IFPTE.org, also over on Blue Sky. Matt, welcome to the program. You represent, I understand, a lot of government workers.
Having me, Tom. I really appreciate being on here. Yeah, we represent 90,000 workers throughout North America. 1/3 of our membership happens to be federal employees. We represent about 34,000 federal employees across many government agencies, including the Department of Defense, where we have Navy and Army Corps of Engineers. We represent Social Security Administration, SSA, administrative law judges, for example, immigration judges at the Executive Office of Immigration Review, workers at NOAA, and so forth and so on. We also have folks in the legislative branch as well.
So I'm getting really conflicting messages here, from the media. On the one hand, Musk and Trump are just firing people willy-nilly left and right, or encouraging them to quit. On the other hand, at least one court has said, wait a minute, you don't have the authority to do that. Only the leaders of the individual agencies can fire people. Musk and his teenage wrecking crew can't. And then on the third hand, I understand that that hold on firing people has been appealed. What's actually going on the ground here? What's actually happening to federal workers?
Yeah, well, they've taken a wrecking ball to federal agencies, as you know, and part of their plan is to unilaterally fire hundreds of thousands of federal employees, if not over 1 million. And they targeted first the probationary employees for firings
because they don't have civil service protection, right?
Exactly, because they're still on probation, but they still don't have the right to fire them. You have to have a reason to fire probationary employees. So they illegally fired probationary employees, and a couple different courts blocked those firings and said to reinstate these federal employees. Curiously, some of these agencies, or a lot of them, did not reinstate them. They put them on administrative leave. The court came back, I think it was just last week, came back and said, no, you have to actually reinstate them into their jobs. So the firings are being done by Elon Musk and DOGE, not the agencies themselves. So, this is as you know, Tom, I mean, this is a lawless and rogue administration. They don't believe in following the law. And in this case, they have not followed the law. They've illegally fired these workers, and they have not done what the courts told them to do, put these workers back into their jobs. And like you said, I guess at the end of the day, they're relying on their Supreme Court, to rule in their favor, because they continue to lose at the lower court level.
Yeah, and we'll see how that works out for them. John Roberts is looking like he's got buyer's remorse and indigestion here big time.
Sure.
I was watching MSNBC, I think it was the weekend before last, 8-9 days ago, and somebody who had just been fired from a senior level in the Social Security Administration was on talking about how 7,000 people had just been fired from Social Security. And she made the curious point. She said, as far as I can tell, 100% of them are either people of color or women. Now, if that's true, that's, that kind of on top of, the histories, the Pentagon, under Pete Hegseth, purging the histories of, famous black people, or the Hispanic guy who helped raise the flag in Iwo Jima and all that kind of stuff. It seems like there's also a white supremacist, racist component to this. Are you getting that kind of feedback, or was she just wrong in that assessment?
No, she's not wrong. She's right. And, it's sad to say, but this is a racist administration. I mean, one of the first things they did upon taking office is mandate that every government agency do away with their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. And not only did they do it within the federal government, they also it's amazing to me that the private sector is actually following the lead of the federal government, and many private sector entities are doing away with their DEI programs as well. Not all, but many of them. So yeah, I mean, it's not a stretch to think that this administration has a problem with people of color and
Yeah.
women. And look at the Postal Service. We don't represent the Postal Service, but look at the Postal Service. They want to privatize the Postal Service. I mean, the Postal, just yesterday, there were events all throughout the country opposing that. And IFPTE certainly stands in solidarity with the postal unions opposing that and will work against it. But you look at the Postal Service, it's an employer, federal government employer, that employs overwhelmingly people of color, women, and veterans. A lot of veterans work at the Postal Service.
And a lot of veterans are getting screwed. We're talking with Matt Biggs, the president of the International Federation of Professional and Technical Engineers. IFPTE.org is the website, and also that's their Blue Sky handle. So Matt, A, how do you see this playing out? And B, what can the average person who's listening to us right now do?
Well, I mean, at this point, the administration has pretty much taken over the role of Congress. Congress, this Republican-led Congress, has acquiesced to everything this president wants, and they're allowing them to do it. I mean, Congress, it's against the law for any administration to come in and say, I'm just going to shutter an agency. They don't have the authority to do that. Congress appropriates the money and authorizes the government agencies that they fund each and every year through an appropriations process. The president, the executive, their job is to take the money that Congress appropriates and go spend it the way Congress told them to spend it. Now, they have a lot of leeway in that, and they have a lot of influence in that process. They put out a budget every year, the administration does, that tries to influence the appropriations process. But what's happened now is Congress has handed over their role appropriating money and making laws to the president of the United States. And in this case, it's Donald Trump, who's a rogue president. He's making laws through executive orders, and not even executive orders, or he's attempting to make laws, I should say, but also through presidential memorandums. And he's also spending government resources money in contrary to the way Congress appropriated the money. So we're in a very pivotal time in this country's history, and it's going to take us in labor, the labor unions, to say, really, to get this thing right, because the courts, I mean, the courts are ruling against a lot of the stuff he's doing, but at the end of the day, that lands at the Supreme Court, and who knows what the Supreme Court's going to do. Yeah. So right now, it's the job of normal working people, working families, labor unions, union members, to fight against this at the grassroots level, and beat this stuff back and mitigate the damage until we can have another election and hopefully put a Congress in place that will be a check on this president.
Yeah, I'm with you. And we're going to hit a break here in just a minute or so, but I understand that you guys have a kind of day of action for tomorrow as a result of a hearing that's going to be at the, correct me if I'm wrong, the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee?
Yeah, and it's interesting. The legislation, I encourage folks to go on their webpage, House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, and look at the legislation that they're going to consider tomorrow in that committee. I mean, these are draconian bills. So where Trump is being blocked in the courts, now the Republican House is trying to move legislation to give him cover for the stuff he's doing illegally. For example, they want to pass a piece of legislation that will allow Trump to basically go ahead and close these agencies as he sees fit. They want to pass legislation to allow President Trump to fire employees as he sees fit. For example, there's also another bill that is aimed at undermining federal unions and going after our resources, so we don't have any resources to operate as federal unions at the local level. This is draconian stuff that they're trying to pass through the committee. Sadly, they'll probably pass it through that committee. I'm not sure if they'll be able to get it through the full House, though, because there are a handful of Republicans that at least in the past, have voted against this kind of draconian legislation.
Yeah, well, that's a good start. Matt Biggs, the president of the International Federation of Professional and Technical Engineers, IFPTE. IFPTE.org and IFPTE.org over on Blue Sky as well. Matt, thanks a lot for dropping by. Great talking with you.